I wanted to go through my like springy palette. So I've been recently, I mentioned it in maybe the Get Ready With Me. We'll see if I get that posted, in what order. Anyways, I've been going on a low-ish buy. Like, I'm trying to like cut down on my spending on makeup because it just got out of control over quarantine and everything like that. And I'm trying to do better and be better and save for, you know, maybe a new vanity or other expensive, maybe a new camera, other you know, backgrounds, lights, you know, all that stuff. I'm trying to build my savings for that. But so I went through all my eyeshadow palettes. I have a lot. That's kind of like my main vice. Like, you know, I have a lot of everything, but the eyeshadow palettes is probably the one area where I just like, I go overboard, way overboard. So I want to go through some spring palettes that I have with you. I think maybe I'll try just do, let me count how many I have and then I'll try. I got like 25. So I will try I'll try rank them. But that's going to be hard because I haven't used them all. These are like, I'll start with all the ones I used and then all the ones I plan to use, if that makes sense. So I'll probably have the top 10 that I've used and that I really enjoy. So probably coming in number 1, because I just think like spring times are like pinks and purples and greens and yellows. This would be the Vivid Rose palette. I love this palette. I really love the look that I created. I'll try posting a picture here. I definitely want to get more use with these brights, which like just scream spring to me. So that would be like my first, like looking at the collection of palettes that I got out for this video, that would kind of be the first one that calls my eyes, because I love that formula and I love those tones. So the other one that I think I'm really want to use more, so I recently used this one. This is the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette. I recently did a look the other day. I don't know if I posted on Instagram, but I'll post a picture here and the side. And this is this palette. I thought it was going to be more pigmented. I used these kind of like colors and it was more subdued, but like I liked it. It was kind of like, you know, I liked the look that I came out with this. So that would be my number 2, because that was a good formula. It was really blendable. The mattes were nice. The shimmers were nice. I really can stand behind that. The other palette, I would say, there's a couple. So I have the 5-pan Natasha Denona Coral palette. I know I've done 1 or 2 looks with this palette, and I think it's just super nice and super spring, and like a smaller 5-pan, which is really nice. Okay, and then one other Natasha Denona. This is the Sunrise palette. So this one, I rearranged it so it's not like the original arrangement. I put all my mattes. I wish I could like, I'm trying to like, I just don't want to blind you with the mirror. I'm like, okay. So I rearranged it so like all my mattes are together and then all my shimmers are together. So I did that with all my Natasha Denona palettes. So if you want to see like those, let me know, because I also have glam and bronze that I did too, and I want to do it with my bigger palettes too. But this is another one that just like, it's the yellows and the oranges and the pinks that just like scream spring to me. So I definitely want to create some looks with that. I know I have one look, I think it's more sultry, but I'll put it up there. And then I do have I'll go through all my Natasha Denona, because that's probably like one of my favorite eyeshadow palette formulas right now. So I'm gonna try to just like hide this a little bit so you can't see. This is the Natasha Denona Trichrome palette, and so I have done a couple of looks with this palette. I want to get more usage out of this. This was like a Christmas gift, and I'm so thankful. And when I was looking back over my palette, I'm like, yeah, like these corals and the lighter colors, like those would be awesome for spring, and the greens. So that's why I chose this palette. This is another one that I want to get more usage of. I think I only did 1 look with this, and I didn't love how it turned out, so I definitely want to give it another chance, because Sydney Grace is probably another one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes that is eyeshadow formulas that is pretty high up there. So this is the Mel Thompson collab. I love Mel Thompson. I love watching her videos. So this is the collab that she did with Sydney Grace last year, and this to me just like screams spring as well. I don't know if it's me, it's the green and like just like the colors, but yeah, these shimmers and this purple and like the browns and the earthiness, like yeah, it springs like it screams spring to me. So I'm excited for that one. And then one that I haven't gotten use out of, but I really want to, is the Sigma Corta Rosa palette. This screams spring to me. This palette screams spring to me. So I'm excited. Hopefully, if I get some looks up, I'll be able to insert them, or I'll put them on my Instagram. The other one, this is kind of like a mix mosh. This is another, this is kind of messy, but this is the Summer Vibes by Give Me Glow. I did 2 of the shades broke, so I had to kind of like put them, it's a little messy. This one broke, so this isn't the right color, but I think this color, like, it's just so bright. And then this one broke, but I did have a replacement, so that is the right color that's supposed to be there. These are just like these colors are just like calling to me. I'm like, flowers, you know, and there's some neutrals in there, so I'm like, this is such a good spring palette. So definitely that one too as well. Am I at 10? Pat McGrath Divine Rose 2. I really love this palette. I love these pinks. I love the duochrome. I've done a couple of looks with this, so I'll try to put them up if I can find them. And even just this gold, like, yeah, yellows, oranges, greens, light blues, those will just like bring me springtime vibes. So it's another palette that I would probably pull for. And then one that I recently got. So then these are a few other ones that I've recently got that I need to use more. I've swatched them at least. This Juvia's Place one, these, like, this quad reminds me of like spring and some blues and the lightness, so I definitely want to create a look using that. I had to throw in some Colourpop. I don't know why, I just feel like obligated because everyone talks about Colourpop. This one, ow, ow. This one would be like the most springy vibes that I have right now. Because it's not like I didn't want to just pick rainbow colors, because I feel like rainbow you could use that anytime, and like that's a whole other subset of categories for palettes. But this like screams spring to me in terms of like having some neutrals, having some mustard yellows, having some pinks, and like, yeah, being able to really be versatile with that palette. So it's kind of an older palette, and not many people talk about it anymore, but I think it's good. Like, I'd rather have the bigger Colourpop palettes than like a bunch of smaller ones. So I think I've gone through, oh, there's another. I got this one because this is like my favorite colors. I haven't used this, I haven't swatched it, but this one screams spring to me as well. It's not looking as, it's kind of washed out on camera, but it is looking very nice. So I think I might have swatched some of the shimmers, but this one really called to me for spring. Like the sunset vibes, like, I don't know, as our days get longer. And then the Lunar Beauty Strawberry Dream, it's, I don't know, it's the pinks and the blues and the yellow and all that. Like, yeah, the color, these are kind of like all the same color stories, but they just like look really nice, and they're different unique formulas and whatnot. This one we got in BoxyCharm, so I think this is pretty spring appropriate as well. So I'm excited to test this out and see how I like it. I did swatch it, and it swatched okay. It wasn't like anything mind-blowing. One more Natasha Denona, and I think it's just like the pastels that, yeah, this whole thing, like more muted wash of color, but also like bright colors, you know, that just like, I'm excited to use that. I recently got that. Oh, I'm trying to like fit this back in nicely. And then I got one more Pat McGrath palette. This is a 6-pan, and I don't know if it's just like the I don't know if it's this pink and the gold that are like calling to me as like spring, like fresh, like, I don't know, that's, yeah. So I want to use all of these over the springtime. I have, oh, a couple other new Pat McGrath quads. I have the one from Christmas, the like, what's it called? The Celestial Divinity Luxe Quad Flore Fantasia. Flore Fantasia, I'm probably saying that wrong, but this one looks really nice. Just screams spring to me. What else can I say besides scream? It signifies spring in colors for me. And then this is the newest one from the Valentine's collection that I got, and this says, like, I think this would make a very nice spring palette as well. And then I have to include one Juvia's Place. This one, this is so bright and fun and just spring in a palette, I think. Like, excited about that one. I have a Visart, the Rose Edit. I want to get used on my visor because I'm still trying to talk myself out of getting the I'm still trying to talk myself out of getting the Etuandu Violet palette. This is the rose edit, and it just looks so, like, the shimmers look nice and the neutrals and everything like that. So I'm excited to get some usage on this, and hopefully that helps me subside my need to want to buy visor. Sorry, my battery's gonna die. This one is the Rare Beauty one. I think these are really nice too, those green and blues. I'm gonna probably like rush through this because my camera's dying and I don't want to lose my footage. And then this is the other one too. It has like the pinks and greens as well, so I think those fit in. I just love the packaging on these. Like, they're all shimmer palettes, so I'd have to use them with some mattes, but like I have a lot of mattes, like that's not a problem. This is the other one. There's two more. Hopefully I don't run out of time. Hopefully I don't run out of time. This is the Uma Beauty Black Magic palette, and this also just like says spring with these greens and these yellows and even the coral coral colors. Yeah, I'm really excited about those. So that one is, I haven't used that one yet. I haven't even swatched it, so that one's on my list to do. And then another one that was new to me. So see, this is why I need to be on the low buy, because I have too many palettes. So let me just throw this on there so I don't blind you. But this is the Nomad Fire and Ice palette, and this just, it tells me spring right here. It's the oranges and the yellows and yeah, so I'm really excited to be using that. And those are all the palettes I'm going to try to use this spring. I know it's already April, but I'm a May baby, so I want to do makeup as much as possible and just, you know, feel myself. But yes, thank you for tuning in, and hopefully that wasn't too fast. I'll try like list the palettes that I went through in the description box, and if there's any you have questions on or any you want to see a video on, let me know. I'm definitely open and willing to do that. I want to get back into YouTube. I'm excited. I am slowly growing, but I want to set some goals for myself and, you know, get more engagement and more viewership. So thanks for tuning into this video, and I appreciate you. I'm glad. If you made it this far in the end, drop a flower emoji so I know, and have a great day. Nagiwa. Bye.